No, I'm not gonna do a bit for this, and no, it's not because I can't think of one. And I'm tired. It's kind of late. My hair's a bit of a mess. I came back from playing football, or as some of you like to call it, soccer, at a social sport, and I'm out of practice. My cardio is horrid, and for the first half, they put me in as keeper. That was a big mistake. I mean, I blocked a few, but I let one go through. So yeah, we're supposed to be the blue team. I didn't really have any blue shirts, so I'm short on blue shirts. So this one had to do, more formal look, but it still worked. I'm nearly caught up. I think the season 3 finale, House of Dragon season 3, it wrapped up like a week and a half ago. I'm nearly caught up. I'm on episode 7 now, so I'll watch the 2 tomorrow if I got time. My bad, I'm late. So what? I'm watching my own time, which, according to special relativity, is different with everyone else's own time. I don't know. Something about perspective and observations. I'm not the guy to explain the subject, because I don't even understand it myself. House of the Dragon Season 3, I'm nearly caught up. Now I'm going to talk about it. Where we left off, where I left off at least, it was like episode 3. Rhaenyra, she's taken the throne, but she's having trouble securing her power. On paper, has achieved victory, on paper, but Aegon left the King's Landing in such a mess with his ruling, and despite Alicent being the antagonist of season 2, she's defeated, but her cousin, new character, Ormond Hightower, he's the new big baddie, and I'm starting to kind of feel his presence. Kind of. Because he hasn't really stepped onto the main stage. He's doing all these, like, small little ploys that having great success. And with his personality, it's quite unique compared to the rest of the cast. It's kind of like that dude from Game of Thrones, the guy that was really into sleeping with Stark's little sister, Jon Snow, the Stark's oldest daughter, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I see him as a combination of like Prince Charming from Shrek, a little bit of Thrawn from Star Wars, and just a pinch of Terry from The Amazing World of Gumball. Just all combined together. I don't know, that's how I see it. It makes sense in my head. He's got that like prideful attitude, cutting in mind with all the unrest and outrage he's brewing up in King's Landing. And he's a bit of a germaphobe, or he's like sensitive to smells. He doesn't like getting things dirty in the lot. Oh, and a bit of a taste for the finer things in life. He's a good villain. I'm starting to feel his villainy taking course. His presence is starting to take presence on the screen. Wow, I didn't update my vocabulary. What I'm saying is, he's a good villain. I'm liking him so far. In a way that, if I were to see him, like, IRL, I'd sock him. If I could. He's like Grievous, a man not afraid to use underhanded tactics. A real coward, if you may say. These characters, you get a real satisfaction for when they reach their ending. And I can't wait for him to die. I don't know if he does die. I haven't read the manga. I haven't read the books. But we do see someone who does die in the next episode 5 or 6. But Christian Cole, someone introduced from season 1, and he's the same actor. I guess they don't age. He's dead. I should say spoilers alert, but you wouldn't be spoiled if you've already read the books. With his death, I felt nothing. I think that was the intended purpose. I mean, the guy felt dead inside. I mean, he wanted to die. He just wanted it to be glorious. Especially when he heard the news that Rhaenyra, like, won the battle. She took King's Landing. Bro just gave up, wanted a glorious end. Like, he's like, I'm gonna die. I don't really want to come back and do more serving, so I'll just die with glory. And he really wanted people to sing songs of his end. They're not gonna sing songs of his end. 2 hours to the body and then 1 to the face. Pretty uneventful. I mean, I thought he was going to retreat when he saw the bridge burn. Then he's talking some nonsense about let's build a raft or swim across. Okay, bro. Big ups for the display of like loyalty and perseverance, but pretty stupid in the end. He achieved nothing and got 0 merit for it. The guy who sent him there, Ormond, when he heard of the news, he was like, damn, alright, well, oh well, like, no remorse for you. Like, that's, I guess, how insignificant you were to Ormond, the guy you pledged loyalty to. Oh, well, technically Alicent, but, I don't like Christian Cole, and I wanted him to meet quite the devastating ending, but I guess this is even worse because this way he isn't even remembered by the people. He's just like a passing breeze, like, and then you forget about him. I mean, it's easy to hate the guy, but to feel nothing when he dies, wow. Because, like, he was driven by pride and his genitals. Like, he was, I don't know if in love with Rhaenyra is a choice, but he was having his way with Rhaenyra, and then, this is young Rhaenyra, and then he got rejected by Rhaenyra. And then bro made it his life goal to destroy her life. That wouldn't have slide in this century because 2026, you gotta learn how to take no for an answer. He sides with Alicent purely out of spite for Rhaenyra. I'm just thinking back and it actually does piss me off. I'm just thinking back on it, and he actually does piss me off. He was skilled, like, that is no contest. Skilled with a blade, weapons, whatever. I think he switched to, like, daggers, a flail, then to the sword. He just had such an uneventful death, and I like that. A man who built himself upon pride, only for it to amount to nothing. And this one I found fascinating, somehow with Aegon and the other cripple. I remember his name, but he was like in the court, the Master of Whispers. He was that guy for Aegon. By the way, Master of Whispers. That's a pretty cool title to have. I'm starting to warm up to him. He gave off the speech about what a terrible person Aegon was, not just as a king but as a person, and that was so satisfying to hear. It was so engaging. Like, this is like real top tier dialogue. His speech, you get that same satisfaction as a cop, like, telling a Karen off, and they face reality or go to jail. In this case, Aegon just takes it. He laments it because, like, he can't even deny it. Bro was king at a young age, 7 kingdoms at his beck and call, even possessed a dragon, Sunfire, and yet he still complained he didn't have enough. This is the kind of greed that, like, the Bible talks about. Also, somehow the Master of Coin, the guy who got dropped by the pirate in, like, the first episode into the waters, I don't know. Somehow he survived. I mean, in my last video talking about this, I was like calling, like, he's dead, right? There's no way he survived because you saw him wrapped up in ropes as well, so he couldn't just swim. And I thought he got hit by one of, like, the rocks on the ocean, at the bottom of the ocean. Oh well. But the show is starting to get really, I mean, it's already interesting, but for this season, they're starting to, like, really build it up. Because of the problem with season 2, or the plot, or the problem with season 2 was Rhaenyra was trying to take back King's Landing. And now that she's done that, this season is about Rhaenyra securing her power. And she does this by having to thwart out Ormond Hightower, because now he's the newest enemy. And she does, like, this is, like, obvious looking back on it, but she sends assassins cosplaying as Baratheons, and this should have been obvious because she was told beforehand that Ormond is a guy of sophistication. He really cares about hygiene, health, smells. So the Baratheons, who are actually assassins sent by Rhaenyra, were, like, covered in mud and crap and all that. Rhaenyra, that's pretty petty what she did right there. I can't really blame her though. I mean, he is stirring a lot of outrage within the city of King's Landing. The bastards. I don't know if YouTube will make me. Ulf, one of the new dragon riders, betrays Rhaenyra, and I don't really blame him for that. In fact, I wasn't even too surprised. I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. When he's, like, sitting with Ormond. Rhaenyra and Daemon, they didn't exactly treat him well, despite him being one of their key players. He owns a dragon that's, like, equal to 1,000 soldiers, and you treat him like crap. The other dragon rider, Hugh, I don't actually know how he snuck into the city. The dude has, like, clear as day white hair, like the signature detail of a Targaryen, and they just let him into the city. Okay, bro. Then he meets his wife. Now, the whole conversation, I get her being mad at him for leaving her alone because he was answering the call. But why doesn't she want to leave with him? Like, he's giving her the chance to run away from this city. Her brother just died to the guy. just died to the guy who is currently taking rule and residence in that city. The city of Tumbletown. I don't see Hugh switching sides, but Ulf, yeah, that's not unexpected. That's very in character of him. I think the best result for Ulf and Hugh is that they just don't even take part in the war, because if they end up switching sides, it's gonna look really bad on Rhaenyra. Again, maybe it's gonna happen. I haven't read the books or the manga, but I get the feeling he's gonna switch sides. And that would be terrible because Aemond, who has Rhaegar, that dragon, it's massive. It's killed like 2-3 dragons at this point. It's equal to like 3 dragons. That's how much of a powerful piece on the chessboard it is. And I did not know much about the witch. I actually kind of forgot about her, but she is becoming more interesting. She somehow introduces 5 dragon eggs that appeared out of nowhere. I don't know if that was introduced beforehand. I don't think so. I don't know if she sees Aemond as just a simple pawn, some way to claw up to more power. But the extra dragon eggs she introduces, they do change things. Or they end up related to those 3 dragon eggs in Game of Thrones. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Game of Thrones. And you know, again, I haven't read the books, so maybe I'm wrong about that whole connection. I don't know about the future of the series. I'm pretty sure the book series for House of Dragon is complete. What else was big? The City Watch, the one that Daemon controls. A bunch of them are quitting. Like, I don't know about that. I kind of get it. You're being fearful for your life, and you're not getting paid. It's a gruesome fate, but you guys did like submit your loyalty to Daemon when he came back to King's Landing. You guys were just like, all right. We've secretly been with Daemon, we just couldn't be with him, but yeah, we're on his side. But now you're scared? You're pretty ruthless in your tactics as well. I would have expected them to be more furious rather than scared. Not just give up, and then when they see Daemon doesn't have a solution, and then they start to feel more hope or more restless. But there's no show of any rage, it's just fear. Aegon, he did something that kind of won my respect. He decided to take a final stand. If he had like died there initially, he decided to take a final stand. Like, that's some brownie points right there. Ironically, if he had died there, his ending would be more glorious than Christian Cole's ending. Also, what was that ending? With the end that episode, how did Corlys Valerian, how'd you get captured so easy? I get he was drunk and he was away, but like, for him to be captured when he's surrounded by all his men, and he has quite the status. The guy's like commander of the naval military or something. Like, all the armed boats, that's him. But he gets captured, which preludes to him probably being used as a hostage. I don't know. I haven't read the books. But that just feels kind of lazy. I'm liking the season. I know I said some negative things about it, but I'm really liking the series overall. Should I read the books? Don't ask me that. I'll let you know when I read it, if I read it. Anyways, I'm nearly caught up. I'm having a good time with the series. I'll get to the finale, but until then, thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a good one. My city, Brisbane City, is slowly being infested with influencers in the wild. I'm scared they're going to ask me a question, interview, or do something strange. Please, influence of Brisbane, do not engage me. I have recognized myself to be a introverted person. Whatever the content is, I most likely do not want any part in it.